Hey guys, so this is going to be an intense video. I really hope it's not too long, but I have a lot to tell you guys. So I don't even know how I'm going to even title this video. Hopefully I figure it out soon. But so February 6th, I started dating this guy. I moved into my first apartment, and a day after moving in, I asked this guy if he wanted to come over and help me unpack my apartment. And he said, sure, why not? I honestly thought he was going to stand me up because I met this guy like probably 8 or 9 months ago, and he always came into my work when I worked at the Shell gas station. And he'd come in like almost every night that I worked. And I hung out with him one time, and I was like, wow, this guy is such a douchebag, like I'm never going to talk to this guy again, and so on and so forth. And then I invited him over to help me unpack. I don't know why, he was cute, okay? So I invited him over, and he helped me unpack. We talked for like 5 or 6 hours, and then we decided to go get a fifth. So we went and got a fifth of, I don't even remember, I think it was like Smirnoff, some flavor of Smirnoff. And then we came back and we drank the whole frickin' bottle together. Then he spent the night, and then the next day we did the same thing. We unpacked, bought a fifth, and got drunk. And I wake up to being in a relationship with him on Facebook, and I'm like, what just happened? And then I start slowly remembering, like, he asked me out, and he asked me out in like a pretty cute way, I guess. He was like, something like, do you want to be my girl? And I was like, yes, I do. And he goes, well, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, because if you're serious, I'm going to change it on Facebook right now. I'm like, okay. So he changes it on Facebook, and we dated for a little over a month. And he was a sweetheart for the first 2 weeks. He really was. But then he started getting into drugs. And I don't do drugs. And I was just like, kind of just there. And he goes, you know, I've never had a girlfriend that's so cool like this who can like be okay with me doing drugs. I was like, I'm not necessarily okay with you, but I'm your girlfriend, not your mom. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. And I was like, but the shit has to stop sooner or later. Like, I can't be with you if you're going to keep doing that. He goes, yeah, I understand. So he quits doing the drugs, but then he started drinking alcohol. Really dark whiskey, and he was an angry drunk. And he would get really mean, and a lot happened in that situation. And I was at his house almost every night for the first month we were together. And then I started realizing, like, what am I doing with this guy? He is controlling. He wouldn't let me talk to my mom. He wouldn't let me talk to my stepdad. He wouldn't let me talk to my brother. I mean, it's not that I allowed him to control me to do that, but every time I talked to them, he would bitch about it. And then when I was dating him, I was working at the casino, and I was working at the gas station. So I would literally work at one place and then go straight from there to the other job. And I literally had no time to sleep. Whenever I slept, he was like, all you do is work and sleep. You never have time for me. What's the point on dating? Blah, 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 blah. So I would sacrifice my sleep for him, which, by the way, ladies, don't ever do. And don't quit your job for someone else, because that's one of the reasons why I quit working at this Shell gas station. He talked me into it, honestly. Like, I didn't want to work there anymore, but I needed the money, and having, like, let's see, 6 paychecks in 1 month all together was awesome. So I quit that job pretty much because of him, because I didn't have enough time for him, and I was always working or sleeping. And then I actually lost my cat a week into living here because of him. I mean, it wasn't necessarily all his fault, but I came home one day, and I was doing laundry. I was on my 3rd load, and I brought it upstairs, and I put it on my bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so warm. So I lay down, and I passed out. Not gonna lie, I was exhausted. I running up and down the stairs, and then like working my jobs and not getting any sleep. I had to go to sleep. So I get a phone call, like I think a couple hours later, and it was my boyfriend at the time. And he goes, hey, what's up? I was like, not much, I fell asleep. And he goes, where are you at? I'm like, my apartment. He goes, well, you were supposed to meet me at my place at 10:30. I was like, okay, well, I fell asleep, sorry. And he goes, "You're lying. Where are you at? What are you doing? Who are you with?" He never believed a word that I said. He had trust issues and he was really controlling. He honestly scared the crap out of me. And you should not let a guy control you. You should not let a guy treat you like shit. When you know that you are worth more than what he's giving you, leave. Because honestly, like, life is too short to be with somebody who treats you like shit. And then when you treat them like shit, because they're treating you like shit, they're like, "Oh, I deserve better." No, you don't. So he was like, "If you don't get to my apartment in 20 minutes, I'm breaking up with you." Ladies, if a guy ever says that to you, and you live 20 minutes away from him, even if you live like 10 minutes or 5, fucking leave him. Because if a guy is gonna say, "Oh, if you're not here within this amount of time, I'm breaking up with you," like, he's trying to control you. I rushed around, got up, got ready, and then I noticed, like, I went to go try and find my cat to give her a hug and kiss, and I couldn't find her. I'm like, "Well, where did she go?" By the way, I got her. Got her back. 15 minutes after I showed up, he finally showed up. I'm like, "Where were you?" He goes, "What's wrong, babe? Why do you look so upset?" I'm like, "Because you told me if I wasn't gonna be here in 20 minutes, you're gonna break up with me. So I drove this way and my cat's gone." He goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let's go find her." So we get here and we're looking for her, and he looked for like maybe like 2 minutes, if that. And he goes, "Well, I think she's gone. I don't think she's coming back." So I left food and water out for her, and I went there as much as I could, and I thought she was eating the food, but really it was a stray cat. But he kept saying things like, "Oh, she's gone, she's not coming back, she's probably dead, someone probably ran her over," and just like rude shit. And like every time I had any hope that she was still out there, he would smash that hope and be like, "Oh no, she's dead." Well, she's not dead, bitch. There's a lot of information that I could share about this guy, but I don't want to put his shit all out there. I'm just making this video for other people to let you know that you do not need to be in a freaking relationship where the guy is doing drugs. You don't need to be in a relationship where the guy is an alcoholic. I stayed with him because I thought maybe I can help him. He had some issues going on in his life. He was very angry and he was trying to find any way to escape it. But drugs and alcohol is not going to escape reality. It's just gonna make it worse, honestly. It doesn't help things, it makes it worse. Honestly, I was scared to leave him because of other situations. The dude's threatened my life a few times, and he's mentally unstable, and anything and everything you would possibly say to anyone, he said to me. And it honestly, it broke me for a little bit, but I'm to the point where I don't even cry anymore when I'm sad. Like, it takes a lot for me to cry, and I just look at it as the things that I've been put through in life. I put myself through it. No one else put me in this situation. Nobody else told me to date this guy. I chose to date this guy. And my parents hated it because he had piercings all over his face, and he had tattoos, and he was muscular, and he worked out all the time, and just, he was a douchebag, honestly. He quit his job, and he ruined his life, and he ruined mine because of things that I can't really necessarily say, but in other words, I'm struggling to pay my bills because of him. I was fine before I met this guy. I had money saved, and then I got my taxes back, and I bought this phone with my money, which I don't even know if I mentioned that in one of my videos. But this is my new phone. I got the Galaxy S6. I put $300 towards it with my tax money. I spent $80 on Guitar Hero for my ex, my guy I was with, because he liked Guitar Hero, and I thought I'd be nice, but he took it and smashed it into millions of pieces because he was mad because he couldn't get money for drugs. So long story short, we broke up 3 months ago. He's actually now dating my friend of 7 years that I used to call my sister. She used to live with me and my stepdad, and yeah, they're dating now. And she met him through me. What are the odds? I lost a friend. Somebody who was a friend does that to you. They weren't really a friend. And I actually called her out on it. I let him know, like, hey, I haven't seen this chick in like 2 or 3 years. She's told me a lot of stuff. Like, I don't trust her. He told her that before I even had time to tell her that. And so it made me look like I was talking shit behind her back. And she comes into my place crying, and she was like, I can't believe you thought I would do that to you, blah, blah, blah. I drove 3 hours to pick this chick up because she called me one night crying, saying that she doesn't have a place to stay. Drove to pick her up 3 hours away, went and got her, drove her back to my apartment, and then I had to get around for work and go to work, go to both my jobs. So ladies, I guess the main reason why I made this video, and I realized that it's like, blah, like it's so unorganized in this video, but the main reason why I made this video is to let you know that you don't have to put up with things like that. Don't let anyone control you. Don't let anyone tell you who you are, because the only person that really knows who you are is you. If you've ever been in a difficult relationship, which I'm sure everybody who's clicked on this video has, just remember, you don't have to be with that person. There are thousands, millions, there's so many other people out there for you. I honestly believe there's one person out there for everyone. I really do believe that. And whether I find him today, tomorrow, a year from now, 2 years from now, I'll be good, because I'll be focusing on myself. I'll be building myself up. I'll be making myself stronger for that person. And the other thing is just remember, if you do a whole bunch of things for a guy and they don't appreciate you, do not lose that for the next guy. Because the next guy could be the one, and then he'll be like, well, she's lazy. She's not doing as much as she could. Do not lose that because of somebody that you did anything and everything for and they didn't appreciate it, because the next guy might appreciate it. And that's one of the things I forgot to remember. Just because a guy didn't appreciate what you did for him like years down the road doesn't mean the next person you're with is not going to appreciate it. There's someone out there that will appreciate everything that you do for them. There's someone out there for you. Stop looking for the right one. The right one will find you. Just live your life. Do what you gotta do to survive in this fucked up place we call life. And just live life. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Maybe one day when I feel more comfortable, I'll share more about this story. Or if you want to ask any questions and they're not like too personal, or like, well, I put a lot of personal stuff out there, but if you want to ask any questions about the situation, or you have a similar situation and you want to talk about it just to vent, then find my Facebook fan page and message me on there, and I will be more than happy to help you guys. The one thing that I actually want to do in my life is become a counselor, to help people, to help them understand situations in life that some people just don't understand. Like I don't understand every situation, nobody will, but if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. It's ColoMarie0526. So look that up, give it a like this video, comment on this video, anything you want. If the question's too personal, I'm not going to ignore you. I'm just going to simply comment and be like, I'm not going to answer that or something. Like I'm not going to just ignore you. But yeah, so subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped out someone out there. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.